Visparad 11. 1. To Ahura Mazda would we present our offered ha'amas, and that which is lifted up as the most beneficial to Verathragna, the blow of victory, which furthers the settlements, and that which is offered to the good and holy king, and that which is offered to the holy ruler, which rules according to our in the ritual. And we make known our ha'amas to the bountiful immortals, and of the good waters, and we present our ha'amas, each to our own soul, and we announce our ha'amas in our celebration to the entire creation of the holy and the clean. 2. Yea, we present these ha'amas and ha'ama implements, and these spread mats, and these miazdas, these stones, the first in the creation, the stone mortar brought here with the yellow ha'ama in it, and the iron mortar brought here with the yellow ha'ama in it. This ha'ama water, and this beresman spread with sanctity. 3. These bodies and their forces, these striving sa'athras, that seek to find thy grace, this holy ha'ama, opium, ephedra, marijuana, and according to one recipe, 37 other plants. And the flesh, and the holy man, and the saints, and 8 thoughts, even the Savashants, and 8 thoughts. And we present this fresh milk as an offering, now lifted up with sanctity, and this Hava na epata plant, lifted up with sanctity. It might be a fungus. I know. 4. And we offer and present these za'athras with our celebration, having the ha'ama with them, and the milk, and the hava na epata to the good waters, and offered up with piety, and we present the ha'ama water at our celebrations to the good waters, and both the stone and iron mortar. 5. And this branch for the beresman, and the prayer for blessings uttered at the fitting moment, which is approached for our help in its order with the prayers, and the recollection and practice of the good Mazdayastian law, and the heard recital of the Gathas, the well-timed prayer for blessings as it comes uttered by the saint, and for our help and ruling while it is spoken, as a ritual Lord, and these wood billets, and the perfume even thine, the fires, O Ahura Mazda's son, and all good objects which are ours, and Mazda made, and which have the seed of sanctity, are that seed. 6. Yea, these we make known, and we announce in this our celebration to Ahura Mazda as our gift, and to Sra'asha obedience, the blessed, and to Asha, who is the recompense, and to Rashnu, the most just, and to Mithra of the wide pastures, and to the bountiful immortals, and the Fervashus of the saints, and to their souls, and to the fire of Ahura Mazda the Lord, and to the lofty Lord, the Apam Tapat, and to the Miazda, the Lord, and to the well-timed prayer for blessings as it rules in the order of our prayers for the sacrifice, homage, propitiation, and adoration of the entire creation of the holy and the clean. 7. Yea, these we make known in this our celebration hereby for the Fervasha of Zarathustra's Pitama, the saint, for its sacrifice, homage, propitiation, and praise, and to the Fervasha of Angulio, who had loved righteousness, together with all the holy Fervashas of the saints, of those now dead, those of the living, and those of the men unborn, and the prophets that shall serve us, bringing on the renovation of the completed world. 8 through 11. See verses 2 through 5. 12. Yea, we do make these known hereby in our celebrations to the bountiful immortals who rule aright and who dispose of all aright, the ever living, ever helpful, who are good, and the bestowers of good who dwell with a good mind. Says the Passant. For they, who are the bountiful immortals, abide with the good mind, they who rule aright and dispose of all aright. For thence they are regulated, and thence they arose, namely, from the good mind. 13. And we make known these our celebrations as the more promotive for this house, for the furtherance of this house, and as benefits for this house, because of the increase of this household, as overcoming the restrictions which impede this household, and overcoming the harmful malice which mar this household, to bless its herds and its retainers, born, and yet to be born, for the saints of the house, as it was aforetime. Of it, as it stands here now, and to which we likewise now belong as Saoshants of the provinces. 14. Which is that we are Saoshants. For the saints who do good deeds, and of the female saints who do good deeds, and the saints who do good deeds, conspicuously good, and of the females likewise, and of the saints who do good deeds upon good deeds, and of the females thus the same. 15. And we make these known in our celebrations to the good fervashes of the saints, which are formidable and overwhelming in their aid. 16. And we make these known in our celebrations hereby to Sarasha, obedience, the blessed, and the good blessedness, and to Nairya Sangha, and the victorious peace, and to Ahura Mazda's fire, and to the lofty Lord for sacrifice, homage, propitiation, and for praise, to the entire creation of the holy and the clean. 17 and 18. Visparad 10, 1 and 2. 19. Spiegel as it is 13. R, verse to 13. Yea, we make known that known, which is lifted up in offering, and which is the Avesta, as the holy Ahura Mazda directed that it should be said, and as Zarathustra, the holy, directed, and as I, the priest, am acquainted with their sacrifice and homage, am now letting it be known, I who understand the lawful and legitimate Avesta, and the ritual prescripts. 20. For your sacrifice, homage, and propitiation, O ye who are bountiful immortals, and for our preparation for the success of our well-uttered prayer for blessings, for victory, sanctification, and the well-being of our souls, of ours, for we are the holy Saoshants. 21. Yea, we make these known in our celebrations here, and we offer them to him who is Ahura Mazda, of all the greatest, the Master and the Lord. And, we see this family language. Obviously, the waters, or the angels of the angel of the water, isn't literally a wife. The other isn't literally a son. But see, we're honoring and returning, you could say. These things return. Our efforts return unto the holy ritual order. So in verse 1, to Ahura Mazda will be present. Let me sure I get that right one. The wording is purposely varied in the renderings to avoid sameness. To the soul of the person reciting this, each to our own soul. In verse 2, the yellow ha'ama in it. Well, the ephedra juice is yellow, right? Za'ere according to K4. And the next note, the Fervasha of Ngoyu. Here its proper name is in Yast 13. Possibly that Zarathustrian world, period, which loved righteousness. The world occurs after the name of Zarathustra. Think that Y should be V. Well, perhaps it's just, one of those saints, you could call it. But not saint in the Catholic sense where you pray to the saint. From the good mind, in verse 12. I mean, people do that in all sorts of, cultures. It doesn't mean it's necessarily part of the religion itself. Vohumana certainly appears the most prominent here. They arose from good thought, the good thought of Ahura. And the office celebrated in private houses by itinerant priests is the what's exact reference here? Because promoted for this house in verse 13. And later in that verse, as it stands here now, we have Yenhe Am, might be a citation from some lost prayer. The singular Am may, however, be taken collectively as families are spoken of. Avesta probably is Avesta, which is comparable to the Veda, the moral and ceremonial laws, and kind of, is a word that can be used to refer to that sort of thing. Because Vedic is not just one thing. The legitimate Avesta mentioned in verse 19, this follows, the Avestic, and following Yasna 27, we have the next chapter.